And we're back with Senator Bernie Sanders, who is back home in Burlington after a week-long tour of red states, along with the head of the Democratic Party. Welcome, Senator. I want to talk to you about that unity tour you were on. You were with DNC Chairman Tom Perez. He was booed a little bit in Maine. There's also a little dust-up over your endorsement of a candidate in Omaha. What are the terms of the discussion in the Democratic Party right now about its direction?
Well, I think what is clear to anyone who looks at where the Democratic Party today is that the model of the Democratic Party is failing. We have a Republican president who ran as a candidate, as the most unpopular candidate in modern history of this country. Republicans control the House, the Senate, 2/3 of governor's chairs. And in the last 8 years, they have picked up 900 legislative seats. Clearly, the Democratic Party has got to change. And in my view, what it has got to become is a grassroots party, a party which makes decisions from the bottom on up, a party which is more dependent on small donations than large donations, a party, John, that speaks to the pain of the working class in this country. Middle class is shrinking. 43 million people living in poverty. Almost all new income and wealth is going to the top 1%. People can't afford to send their kids to college. They can't afford child care. They can't afford health care. The Democratic Party has got to take the lead, rally people, young people, working people, stand up to the billionaire class. And when we do that, you're going to see voter turnout swell. You're going to see people coming in and running for office. You're going to see Democrats regain control of the United States Congress.
One of the things at debate, as Democrats try to fix the party, is this question of should there be a prioritization? You've put those populist economic issues at the forefront. One of the reasons there's a bit of a debate about the Omaha candidate for mayor is that he is against abortion rights. And so there's a debate about cultural issues versus economic. How does the party sort all that out?
I don't think there's much of a debate about that. I have a 100% lifetime pro-choice voting record. Overwhelming majority of Democrats are pro-choice. I'm going to do everything that I can to see that the Republicans do not get away with their horrific effort to defund Planned Parenthood, which provides health care to 2.5 million women. But if we are going to become a 50-state party, if you're going to go to Omaha, Nebraska, which has a Republican governor, 2 Republican senators, all Republican congresspeople, Republican legislature, you know what? And if in Omaha 5,000 or 6,000 people come out to a rally, led by Jane Cleave, their new Democratic chairperson, who's doing a great job, and if you have a rally in which you have the labor movement and environmentalists and Native Americans and the African American community and the Latino community coming together saying, we want this guy to become our next mayor. Should I reject going there to Omaha? I don't think so. It was a great rally, and I hope very much he wins. And by the way, his opponent, the incumbent mayor, is also, of course, anti-choice, and she is inviting Scott Walker, one of the most reactionary anti-choice governors, anti-labor governors, anti-education governors, to campaign for her. The choice is clear, and I hope very much the Democratic candidate there wins.
All right, Senator, we're going to keep this conversation going, but we'll be interrupted quickly by a commercial, so we'll be back in a moment with more from Senator Sanders. And we're back with Senator Bernie Sanders. Senator, I want to pick up on that point about the grassroots that you made. You have an email list of all those grassroots voters you contacted who donated to you. Will you be handing that list over to the Democratic Party to help it with its grassroots outreach?
Well, right now, John, our focus is building up a strong progressive movement in this country. And I think the people who donated want us to focus on electing the most progressive people that we possibly can, and bringing our people together to oppose this disastrous Trump agenda, which calls for tax breaks for billionaires, while at the same time he wants to throw 24 million Americans off of health insurance, defund Planned Parenthood, and raise premiums for older seniors. So our job right now is to build a progressive movement, and we are making some pretty good success. All over this country, we're seeing progressives running for office and beginning to win.
So some Democrats are going to hear that and think, well, he's not totally committed to the whole Democratic Party idea here.
Well, there's very few people who have been running around the country quite as much as I have been trying to bring people into the party. And here's, I think, what the major issue is as we go into the 2018 elections, dealing with the most unpopular president after a 3-month period in American history. Is, as you'll recall, in 2014, we had a voter turnout of 36% in the midterm elections. Almost 2 out of 3 Americans didn't vote, and Republicans did very, very well. If that continues, there is no future forward for the Democratic Party. So what we have got to do, and what Democrats have got to do, is go all over this country, start getting into those red states, which have been ignored for decades. Start growing the voter turnout, having an agenda which brings people together to say that in the richest country in the history of the world, yeah, you know what, we can have health care for all people as a right. We could raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour. No, Donald Trump is not right. Climate change is not a hoax. It is a major planetary crisis.
All right.
We got to transform our energy system. If we focus on those issues, voter turnout goes up, Democrats win.
All right, Senator Sanders, I'm afraid we've run out of time. Thanks, as always, for being with us.
Thank you very much.
And we'll be back in a moment.